afternoon to everyone. My name is Kriti Shroff, and I'm a leading career counselor. And I co-founded the organization Careers with Kriti back in 2015. Today, here we are with our special webinar called Career Discovery, where we will be inviting 10 different industry professionals, and each of our following videos will be talking about one industry and one career with a leading professional from that space. So we bring to you more knowledge and more content with the help of industry. With this, we move on to our next segment, an absolutely different career. And I'm here glad to invite Ms. Aanchal Dubey. And just search for her. She is here. So I'm just looking for her in chat box. She had joined, and I think because of some network problem, she had to leave. I'm checking with her, so we will get connected with Ms. Aanchal Dubey, who's a leading journalist, and we will be talking about careers in journalism. Yeah, she's back here.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. I was just trying to look for you.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Aanchal. Thank you for joining in here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here because, I'm really honored to be a part of this session. I was looking forward to this since the day you approached me and invited me for this session. So it's like a really honor for me to be here.
It's a true pleasure to have industry leaders like all of you to come forward with full heart and share your insights, knowledge with students. So for the audience, we have with us Ms. Aanchal Dubey. She's the director at ABC News Channel and currently expanding its wings on digital media too. ABC News spreads in 28 districts of UP and with versatile genres of news and entertainment. She's had an experience of 7 years in the media line and has worked with many reputed news channels like Republic Network and NDTV Group. She's done her schooling from Kanpur and pursued a bachelor's in journalism and mass communication from Punjab Technical University, after which she pursued the diploma from NDTV MI. She's also done an MBA diploma from Narayana College, Pune, and certificate in astrology. And her biggest desire is not to stop. So she's growing her channel, and we wish you all the best. Aanchal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aanchal, journalism, mass communication, mass media, these are a lot of terms that are used by all of us, and mostly students and parents fail to differentiate between them. So how would you describe each of these fields? How are they different yet same? We would want to understand more about these fields. From
Kriti, so talking about the three things, that is mass media and mass communication and journalism. So these three are interrelated to each other. How? I am going to explain it. When we talk about mass communication first. Okay, so mass communication means a message that is being sent to the masses, that is prepared for the masses. Masses means the crowd. So communication that is taking place to the masses, for the masses, that is mass communication. There's a sender, there's a receiver, and receiver can be a number of people. That's a crowd. That is mass communication. It can happen through digital media, through broadcast, through radio, because there is one person who's sending a message that is being disseminated to different people. It can be different nations. It can be beyond the boundaries, can be international. Yeah, so that's mass communication first. Got it? Now talking about mass media. Mass media is supposed to be the technology or the medium you are using for the mass communication. It's the device or it's the technology. It can be through a PPT. It can be through broadcast media. It can be through radio. It can be through digital. So that is mass media, the types of mass media that is present in our society for the mass communication. when the message is being sent to the masses through the use of these technologies. This is mass media. And then coming to journalism. Journalism is, people get to know that it is all about news. So yes, it is all about news, but there are feature articles also. There is news also. One can get it published in newspaper. One can get it, broadcast on TV or the radio. So journalism is all related to news, but the process of collecting and then gathering and then disseminating it to the audience, that is journalism. Okay. Am I sorted with my words, or it is getting very
Absolutely,
technical?
absolutely. I think that this has by far been the most discreet way of
I,
explaining
I
it.
am just trying to be a little sorted with everybody who has joined us, just to be very easy with the terminology about journalism, mass media, and mass communication.
Of course, and these students who joined us today are used. Most of them are in school, so it's very important for them to understand what kind of space they're getting into. And thanks for bringing in so much clarity here. So my next question to you, Anchal, is that what are the kind of skills that you think are required for a child who's thinking to get into this space? Because a lot of times students who come to us who think they want to be in journalism, the primary reasons they think that they have are they're good with English, they're good with writing. Um, some of them say that we're very good with being on the field. We like to be on the field, and hence, we think we can be in this career.
Right,
So,
right.
what kind of factors do you think they should introspect about themselves, and what kind of skills you think they should possess to be in this career?
So, specifically talking about journalism, since it is everything about news, okay, everything revolves around the word news. And when it comes to news, there are certain things a person need to have. First is the writing, as you talked about it. People are good at English, but not good at Hindi. Either they are good in Hindi and not good in English. So, you need to have command in both the languages, be it English or be it Hindi. You never know, you may be approached by some organization, but that is a Hindi news channel. You can't go and type in English, right? They knew something that is a piece of news, but written in Hindi. So you cannot take that as a choice कि नहीं यार मैं English पे हूँ तो मैं English ही करूँगा. All you need to do is you need to go to apply for a certain organization that takes your piece of news in English. So the writing skill is the basic thing that is being needed in this field, journalism. Then talking about communication. One should be very good at communication skills. If you have a piece of idea and you want to disseminate that piece, but the problem is you don't know how to communicate. Your idea is then distorted and reflected to the audience in a different way. That is not the truth. So one needs to be good at communication skill. जो देखा वही अपनी ऑडियंस को बताओ, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. बट अगर आप उसमें थोड़ा सा भी नमक मिर्च करके या आप कम्युनिकेशन को डिस्टॉर्ट करते हो, वो आपका मैसेज खत्म हो चुका है. वो जहां से चल के गया है और जहां तक पहुंचा है, मैसेज आपका खत्म. सो गुड एट कम्युनिकेशन, राइटिंग, स्टोरी टेलिंग पता होनी चाहिए. लाइक इफ वी टॉक अबाउट स्टोरी टेलिंग, वन शुड नो वेयर टू यूज द प्रोवर्ब्स और हाउ टू स्टार्ट the piece of the news you are writing. It can be for print. The print language is not something that is comfortable for broadcast media. The things that are written on a piece of paper in form of column or in form of news or in form of print news, but the language of broadcast is definitely different. The time is certain for that. Then talking about the research. Research is something that is required definitely by a journalist. If you want to be a journalist, you need to be good at your research. You should have a nose for something that is unusual happening around. And you need to dig that out. Ye kya hai? What is this? I need to clear this out. If you have that thing, आपको लगता है कि कुछ अलग अलग जगह पे चीजें हो रही हैं, and you are feeling very uncomfortable that is happening around. So go and dig for it. Look for the sources, different sources. Gather that all the piece of information you are getting, and then club it, and then send it to your audience. So story writing. Then there is instinct. Sometimes we neglect our sixth sense, but there's always a possibility that your sixth sense is, because of some reason you are not feeling it that way. You sometime witness a society where you are feeling very uncomfortable between people, and you realize there's something unusual and I'm not feeling comfortable. What is making you feel uncomfortable? Is it the aura? Is it the people who are talking, or the type of talks they're having? So you need to get through it and research for that, and then come up with whatever you want to do. So story writing, communication, research. The best part is journalism allows you a certain set of opportunities. It can be editing, it can be producing, it can be direction, it can be assignment desk, or anything, reporting. The best part is people know what is journalism, that is reporting. Going to field and taking a mic and it's done. No, journalism is like a wide field where you get number of opportunities where people are unaware, who are not into this field. Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So writing, reading, research,
Correct.
are, as you clearly mentioned, are some of the very important skills that are required for students.
I have just mentioned a few, that are very important for a person who's looking forward for a career in journalism. There are many, but these are the basic ones. Reading is definitely a one. If you are not reading, especially newspapers, you can't go into journalism. People say akhbar to outdated ho gaya, newspaper, no one reads newspaper. No, it's not like that. If we are in journalism, we have to read newspapers. It definitely has a day of sorry, it has like a one day life, but if you go through it, it has number of news, if you see through it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My next question to you, Anshul, is about the trends in this country. We are speaking to students who are in school, and by the time they get to the industry to actually start practicing a career, it'll be at least 5 to 6 years from now. So we're planning for they're planning for or looking at a career which with a 5 to 6 years of horizon. So we just want to understand from you, what are the kind of trends in this industry, and what are the different opportunities within the industry that the student can be looking at? Because largely, if I tell you, when we talk about journalism, most kids will come up with saying to us that ma'am, I'm camera shy, that's why I cannot be in
Yeah,
journalism.
yeah.
Yeah, thinking that everybody in this field is supposed to be in front of
Yeah,
camera.
yeah.
Whereas the truth is that the number of people that we see on camera is just one segment. There are so many others which are
Correct,
working behind
correct.
it. So with your help, I want to disseminate this knowledge to students that what are the different kind of roles or opportunities within this industry, and what are the industry trends looking like? Because now some people say that with digital media, newspapers are not so important now. So
Correct.
are these students looking for a career which has more and more options, and what are those?
I think, career or opting a profession in journalism is now has come to boom. Everybody is opting for journalism or something in mass communication. People feel that, bada hawa sa hai aur isko kar lo to bada aasan hai. All just you need to be there and write a piece of news. So definitely, as you said, camera shy, a person who is in front of the camera, there's a team behind who is putting all the effort for the person to look knowledgeable, to look presentable when on screen. Those are the main pillars. So it's not every time that you have to be in front of the camera. There is an option of anchoring when you go for journalism. I do anchoring in front of the camera. I talk to people. I interview people. So that is the basic thing that people look for. But there is also reporting that requires camera. And if you are a camera shy, if you are an introvert person, you cannot opt for something that is anchoring or reporting. But that doesn't mean opportunities ends here. There are other things also. You can work on gathering news. that is assignment. You can work on assignment desk. आप सारे reporters से coordinate कर सकते हो. You can come up with your new ideas, something that is happening, or you can gather news from a news agency. You have a lot of medium and come up together on the assignment desk. So, then there comes output. There is a part where you produce your shows. You want to have a show to look like this, something like this. Your idea works there. And it's just a person on screen who is reflecting your ideas. So there's a producer panel, there is editing, people who are good at editing, and they don't feel ke yaar main idhar udhar, I should not go for films or anything, or there are less opportunity in films. They can definitely opt for something in journalism, that is video editing. Then video editing also comes in different parts. You can edit a package like a typical news package, or you can go for digital media. Digital media has a different set of editing patterns. So, anything will suit their pattern. All that they have to just realize, I am fit for this space. You have to go through the struggle part and then realize, okay, I fit best here. And then opt that field. Then we have, directors. Directors are the ones who make sure whatever is happening on screen is from their command. It's a very sensitive job when it comes to directing something that is going on air. So there's direction, there's script writing, and all that I have talked about is, journalism in broadcast. Then there comes radio also. रेडियो से भी आपका न्यूज जाती है, मगर उसका फॉर्मेट थोड़ा अलग होता है. There are people, always, if we generally talk about in news, there are people who are always into news and writing their piece of idea. And then there is a person on screen. So you always have an opportunity for writing, for editing, for producing a show, or you can go digital and have your own YouTube channel regarding journalism. There are a lot of opportunities. All that you have to do is find your way, work for get your hands onto training, and then look for out the opportunities.
Superb. I think that's very well answered, Anshul, and the kind of opportunities that you explain, I'm sure this will give a lot of insight to students as to there are so many different roles that students can take up in the journalism space.
A lot of them.
Absolutely. My next question to you, Anshul, is how does a typical day look like for a journalist?
Typically, if I talk about like a person who is on field, they have a different set of day. But the one who sits on the desk, they have a different set of pattern of spending their day. But the best part is, or I should say, the worst part, every time, it's a new day, it's a new adventure, it's a new news, something is different happening around you. And every day you need to get up and look for, अरे ठीक है, आज ये, अच्छा आज महाराष्ट्र है, महाराष्ट्र पे करना है, अच्छा आज यूक्रेन और रशिया है. There's every time something different that is happening in news. So one needs to be, very adventurous when it comes to spending their day. Generally everything is in motion. You see people running, you see people looking out for news, you see people, getting hectic. Arey yaar, ye news nahi mili hai, some other channel is breaking the news. There is every time a sense of rush in anybody who's in this field. So, you cannot sit at your sofa and say, acha theek hai, aaj nahi karenge, aaj man nahi hai. That doesn't happen in this field. Every time you need to have that energy, you need to have that sense of curiosity. No, I am the one who's going to tell audience, something is happening in this area, and I'm the one who's going to break first. So not something that is stable, not like other professions, like you can have a desk job and you are writing, it's a 9 to 5 job. No, it's not. Be ready to run whenever your bosses ask to, because you cannot rest anywhere if you are in journalism. भूल जाइए, अगर आप journalism में हैं तो आपको आराम का मौका मिलेगा. No. Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
Does that sound like a really, am I scaring people with my?
No, not at all. I think these are hot facts.
Reality. That's it.
Absolutely, these are hard facts, and if somebody is wanting to get into this space, they they need to understand that it's a very fast paced, you correctly mentioned. So it's a very fast paced career, and you need to be very agile and adaptive to what is happening and just be on it. Another question that comes to my mind here, Anchal, is most of us, when we're thinking of journalism, we think of English, that we need to be good with English, you know, uh, because till now, most of the students who've come to me, in my experience so far, they always say that, ma'am, I'm very good with English writing, I'm very
Yeah,
good with reading, and hence I could be in journalism. Whereas we are a predominantly Hindi speaking nation when it comes to,
correct, correct.
especially when it comes to news and reporting and stuff. How important is it for them to have a good grip on their language in Hindi? If they want, until unless they're working in a pure English speaking media house, then it's okay. But as many news channels and news houses are there in English, I think we have more in Hindi because we are a
Correct, correct,
predominantly.
correct, correct.
So what is your take there? Because when we try to tell a Hindi-speaking student, a student who may have come from an Hindi medium school, or a
Correct.
student who may have come from an English medium school, but is not so confident about English, but is more confident about Hindi, they, on the contrary, feel they cannot be in journalism. And
Oh,
students who are coming from a stronger English background, they feel they are more equipped and confident about getting into journalism. So, what's your take there?
okay, Kriti. So talking about the reality, if you have command on both the languages, that is definitely a win-win situation for any person. If you are having grip on both the languages, and if you know multiple languages, like people even know Bengali or Tamil, sometimes you need to have uh, multiple languages. तो आपको definitely उस चीज का फायदा मिलता है when you are in this field. Talking about the English channels and the Hindi channels, they have different set of audience. People need to realize somebody who opts for watching English news channel is not somebody who will go for Hindi news channel if there's not required for that. So English is definitely important, but Hindi is also equally important. How come? Because in India, as we are, Hindi majority speaking people are there. So you people always look for something that is more connecting. And since Indians are more into Hindi, they look for Hindi news channel. They take it just a second to analyze that news and decode it in their mind because it's Hindi. But when it's come to English, people who belong to English medium schools, they have an easier get through into the English news channels. So it's equally important for both of them. But that doesn't mean, career ends if you know only Hindi or English. No, there are different set of opportunities that is available for the people who are into Hindi or who are into English. I was not into Hindi, let me tell you, Priti. I just want my audience to know. I was not into Hindi, but slowly, gradually taking step by step, one by one by one, I was trained for Hindi. You have to practice कि अगर वो जज्बा है कि वो जज्बा है. You need to know whether it's नुक्ता or it's not. ज ज स श ये करते करते आता है. So at least you should have like basic knowledge for Hindi and English. Then you can people train themselves and they make their way out of it. Yeah.
Superb. I think that was very well said, Anjal. And especially, I think that this brings in a clarity that you should not get deterred if you are stronger in one language or the other.
No,
It's
no,
all
not
about practice and confidence, and you can do it. Absolutely fantastic. My next question to you, Anjal, here is, what will be your advice to students who are considering to get in this field? What
all.
kind of things they should be looking at and preparing themselves with?
Okay, as I talked before in this session, you need to look for something that is unusual happening. People generally don't take care of anything. Okay, that's okay now. This is happening. So what? So what? No. You need to have a nose for something that is unusual happening and have a sense of curiosity. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Why I see people begging on roads? There is government, nobody is looking for them. Why? You go at a railway stations, you don't see like the tidiness. Then you why is this happening? We have people who are allotted to take their duties. So all that you have to do is you have to realize that is news for you. You can take that piece up and tell your audience, this is unusual. Maybe people have not noticed that, but you can make them realize, okay, have your eyes on this. This is something unusual happening. And that would be your news, something that you have come up with. So having a sense of curiosity and having a nose for something that is unusual happening, and then believing your instinct. I was just hearing your previous session. Even he said, you need to believe your instinct. And I was like, oh my God, I was about to say that in my session, but that's true. You need to follow your instinct, even if you're in any field, be it journalism or be it any other field, any other field. I am literally talking about journalism. But students need to make sure all that you have to do is go through a proper training process. You cannot skip training. You cannot skip learning. You cannot skip, practical training and then switch for a field in journalism. There's no shortcut for that. Go for something that needs struggle. The more you are into the grind, the more you come up, you bloom very nicely in this field. Get through that. Don't fear hard work. Every time it's a new news, sometimes you will say, oh no, my legs are hurting, my head is hurting, I can't go. But don't do this. Every time you push yourself, you are coming up with something that is new in you and that is required for the field of journalism. Yeah.
Superb answer. Thank you. My last question here is, what kind of educational path do you recommend to students after class 12 if they're wanting to get into this field?
Okay, so after 12th, there are a lot of courses regarding journalism. People opt for BSc in journalism. I have done so. And there is BA in mass communication journalism. And there are other opportunities like different diploma courses that are being offered for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years. And then people can opt for masters or they can switch to job after. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Absolutely.
Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So
About
people,
courses in masters and graduate.
yeah, people can also, directly jump to jobs if they are getting one they like after graduation also. It's not like you have to complete your masters and then only you will get a good job. No. Journalism has more to do with your general knowledge. If you're well aware of your society, if you know how you can work through this medium, then definitely this field is for somebody who wants to opt for this, who's ready to go for this. And then talking about the training procedure, I went to Jagran, Jagran College of Mass Communication. I did my diploma. I got my degree from there. And I was not sure, now what to do. What now? Everybody said, go to Delhi. They have a lot of opportunities there. You'll find something there, something of your taste. So I went to Delhi. I tried for NDTV MI. NDTV MI is supposed to be the Media Institute of NDTV organization. I got my certificate from there, diploma from there, and then I said, okay, let's try some other opportunities. I went for NDTV Good Times. That is very different from journalism when it comes to Good Times has more of lifestyle and fashion and drama, like more of that, like glamour thing people love. Okay, I worked there. I got my experience from there. And then I said, कि ठीक है यार, ये तो कर लिया, अब कुछ और भी करके देख लेते हैं. Then I went to into news. Then it was R Bharat. R Bharat में I realized कि journalism not just ends in this newsroom. It's behind the walls. It's behind the bars. Journalism के लिए तो यार मतलब how should I say कि opportunities ही नहीं खत्म होती हैं. The more they push you, they push you strictly कि नहीं ये तो करना ही करना है, ये तो करना ही करना है. And when you go through this, you realize, at the end of the day, oh my God, I have done something. This is the thing I have achieved, something new, and you will be happy at the end of the day. Okay, I did this, something I was not sure at the beginning of the day. So this definitely gives you a sense of achievement when you are in this field. So go for more of training and internships. Go for training in your first year, second year, and third year. Every time you have summer vacations, go for internships. Something or the other thing, you will pick up something from every institution, and when you will club, you have loads of experience, and then you can realize you are ready to make a career in this journalism field. Whenever you go for job opportunity, people ask how many institutions you have worked with, or show me your data, or show me your CV, kahan pe aapka kaam publish hua hai. Always opt for training. Certificate courses, graduation is a must thing, but go for training. You cannot make a career without getting your training or your internship done in this journalism field. Don't skip the training part. That's it.
I think actually you've raised a very valid point of internships. I think that's something that even I always tell students, that it's very important to do internships while you are graduating. And now UGC also puts a mandate that all graduates have to do at least 40 hours of internship work during the 3 years of graduation, because internship not only helps you understand more about the career, it also gives you the required skills on job.
Correct. Correct.
So there is something that you're studying in the university, which can be a little more academic. But when you implement those things on job, you get equipped with a lot of on-the-job work, and you understand the kind of work that you would be doing in the industry once you graduate out of college. So thanks a lot, Anchal, for bringing that point.
Thank you.
I'll now open the questions to the floor. So there are already a couple of questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
The student has said that usually people don't believe what reporters or news channels say.
Okay.
So how do you make them believe in what you have to say?
Okay, so in recent times, people generally don't believe on broadcast media, especially. But I would say, if you don't believe broadcast media, then don't believe whatever is floating or on your social media. Not everything is true. That is definitely, always. There are sometimes people put, one side story. But if you're not researching for the other sides, then your news story is incomplete. If you do not believe, if you don't want to believe the words of a reporter or anybody, don't go for that. But at least go for the research work you are into. If you don't believe the reporter, then what do you believe? You need to have the other point now. You getting me? If you're not into like a reporter thing, don't go for that. I am not asking you to believe a story that a news channel is publishing or making it on air, but then you need to contradict your point with, okay, this is not true, then what is that? Come up with your point now. Go for a research now. That will make you a better journalist then, if you are doing that. So yeah.
Superb. The next question that has come to me, Anchal, is that I am camera shy. I am not able to speak in front of people, but I can express well in writing. Do you think I can get into journalism?
Definitely. मतलब ये तो सवाल ही नहीं है. You can definitely opt for journalism. In this field, organization look for people who are very good at writing, be it Hindi or English. People are more valuable when they are into writing. If I am just the person who is facing a camera, organization says, we don't need them. We don't need just a people, just the person who is in front of the camera. You need to be good at writing. If I am not backed up by good writing skills, nobody is going to put me on screen. Every time you don't have a teleprompter in front of you, and you can say, you can just see and read everything. No. Good writing skills is definitely important. You can go for Digital media, people are now more into, they have more inclination towards the digital media. There are news portals, people are switching to, when it comes to digital videos, when it comes to digital writing, or, people on Instagram are running the journalism pages. Go for that. It's a very good option, and it's not like that, you are paid less. Don't worry about being paid less. This every experience is being counted in your job profile. Sooner or later, you will get into this. It's not important to be in front of the camera. That is just a myth. Like, you need to be in front of the camera if you want to make a career in journalism. No, that's definitely not.
The next question is, I want to be in travel journalism. What are my options?
I once wanted to be into, travel journalism, but yeah, that's the best opportunity now. Nowadays, people are opting for travel journalism. You see people who are traveling the world, but the more glamorous it looks, there's hard work, a lot of hard work and research that is being put for that. Government is now they have opened up different options for paying you if you want to be a travel journalist. There are certain programs, there are certain things that are required if you want to be in this travel business. So yeah, opportunities are a lot of there. I don't want to take anybody's name, but I know certain pages where if you want, like, you can connect me through mail and I can tell you how to get through this into travel journalism. But make sure that it's not like when it comes to travel, you have to just travel. No, get your knowledge of what's around the globe, what's around the world. When you travel, you should know the piece of history of the place you are visiting, what's the current situation, or what's the political scenario there, everything, when you are into travel journalism also. Yeah.
Absolutely rightly said, Anshul. And I think I'd like to add here, a lot of students think of getting into travel journalism thinking that they will get to travel and get
Lot
paid
of
for
fun.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's not a movie of वो क्या movie थी दीवानी है
Diwali,
जवानी.
Diwali.
It's
Yeah.
not like that. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of research, and it's quite a vagabond life. If you want to travel, you can be in any profession, earn money, and travel. You don't have to necessarily get into travel journalism for that. But yes, if you're
Travel.
if you're really passionate about journalism and you like to cover places, yes, Anshul is there to help you and support you to tell you what are the options.
Definitely.
And she'll
Kriti,
give
I
you
want to share my email ID with everybody who's there.
Actually,
Or
please feel free to share it with in the chat box, and students
yeah,
can get connected.
yeah.
So this is your one-time lifetime opportunity where Anshul herself is sharing her email ID with all of you, and take this. Please do not spam her inbox, but take this as an opportunity. If she's ready to guide you, how you can contact the right people and resources to be into travel journalism. We'll take this last question before we move on to our next segment. The question is, which is best, PCM or PCB?
Oh my God, this is being already me. Okay. So I was a commerce student. I was not into PCB or PCM. Uh, you can opt for anything. You can opt for any subject if you want to go into mass communication. The main journey starts after your 12th, or I should say after your graduation. You have had your theoretical knowledge, then go for your hands-on training. The more you are being trained, that doesn't matter you belong to which educational background, PCB, PCM, or science, or typically commerce, no problem. When it comes to journalism, the best part is it has less to do with what you have read and more to do with what you have explored all this while, since your growth, upbringing time. Everything you have noticed that has been added to your personality, and the projection you are making in front of your audience, that will count into your journalism skills when you write a piece of news.
Super. Thank you, Anshul. And I'll just add here. So, Anshul correctly mentioned you could be coming from science, commerce, or humanities, any domains. There are no restrictions. most of the undergraduate programs that you should be looking forward to get into for journalism could be either a bachelor's in literature or a bachelor's in mass communication
One more
journalism.
thing, just one more thing I would like to say. People believe ki, having a PCB or PCM and, then changing your stream, moving from science to commerce and then this journalism is definitely going to be a waste. Don't worry for that, because, no educational qualification goes in vain. Definitely not. Something what I have read is different from what the person who has opted for a science has read,
Absolutely.
There are different perspectives. So never believe that your educational qualification is going in vain. आज नहीं तो कल उसका use आपको दिखेगा, and you will definitely have an edge from others who are already in this job profile. Yeah.
Absolutely. So well said, Anchal. And no education goes waste. And you cannot be thinking that if you're moving from one subject to the other, you will never be able to use that knowledge. Knowledge is always something that will stay with you and help you in whatever you're doing. So on that note, we sum up today's session with Anchal on journalism. Thank you once again, Anchal, with full heart
Thank you so
for
much.
being
Thank
here
you.
and bringing
Thank you
in
for
so
having
much
me.
clarity about careers in journalism. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.